of 87, a political prisoner. He was legally blind, shackled to a hospital bed in a guarded room in intensive care. The free nation he was born into had itself died years earlier. Peter Schiff announces the death of his father. Peter Schiff was the eighth and only male child of, he said, Jewish immigrants who had crossed the Atlantic 20 years earlier in a search for freedom. When his father got here and found out about the IRS, the issues with the IRS, he took a stand. And when he did, of course, he went to prison. He was supposed to have gotten out in 4 years at the age of 91. He began to get skin cancer. They didn't treat it appropriately. And they were trying to get a humanitarian release for him, which did not come in time, so that he could die with his family and meet his grandchildren, which didn't happen. You know, this man stood and stood and stood. He believed so much in what he was doing. A lot of people have come along after him. A lot of people have said that he didn't quite have the answer, but you know what? He did it. He did it his way. And he will forever be remembered as a man who stood and then stood. And to Peter and his family, we offer them our prayers and support. And to Erwin, we need your help, Erwin. Be an angel. We know you are. We'll be back after this 1 minute, 10-second break. Stay tuned to the Power Hour. Joyce Riley here. We'll be right back.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate, to live, love, laugh, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Fay.
Every Thursday night at 7 on Kcaa, NBC News Radio, AM 1050.
This is Dick from Carpet Masters. Carpet Masters has been serving the Inland Empire for over 55 years. Carpet Masters uses extraction cleaning for your carpet because there's no better cleaning to remove the soil from your carpet. All of our furniture cleaning is done by hand in your home or in our plant. Carpet Masters also offers dry cleaning for fine furniture. Call Carpet Masters at 793-7215. That's 793-7215 for Carpet Masters.
This is 1050 AM, KCAA Loma Linda, and 106.5 FM, Yucaipa.
Good morning, I'm Chuck Kamlick. CNBC Radio stocks will fall on Wall Street today. It's all about corporate earnings. Not too many investors are smiling. IBM, the big drag, though. Sales have fallen for 3 years running. They fell again last quarter. IBM keeps losing business to companies that can store data in the cloud. IBM not quite there yet. Yum Brands splitting into two companies. The owner of KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut will spin off its China business into a separate publicly traded company. That business was hurt by a pair of food scares and has been dragging down overall profits at Yum. United Airlines now has its third CEO in 3 months. United chose General Counsel Brett Hart as acting chief executive until Oscar Munoz recovers from his heart attack. No one knows when that will be. And demand for tickets for the new Star Wars movie was so strong last night that it crashed several online ticket sites. Tickets went on sale after a new trailer for the movie aired on Monday Night Football. Chuck Kamlick, CNBC.
Remember when a small business needed a landline? Today, the world is your office with Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. On the road, at the beach, or at home, Grasshopper helps you grow your business with all the features of a business phone system and the freedom of a cell phone. Features include multiple extensions for your team, calls forwarded to your mobile phones, voicemails transcribed and emailed, and so much more. See how it works at grasshopper.com, the entrepreneur's phone system.
As the owner of a sock shop, there are a few things I can count on during the holidays. No one will know what to get their dad, everyone will decide at the last minute, and they'll decide on socks. And now, thanks to the Postal Service, my customers will know exactly when Dad's socks are delivered, which is nice because it's the only thing the poor guy's going to get.
Introducing real-time delivery notifications from the U.S. Postal Service. Now your customers will know right when their packages arrive. Another reason, this is our season. The U.S. Postal Service. Priority, you. U.S. only. Most notifications transmitted within a few minutes of the delivery scan.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sounds incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
It's time for your KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker. In Rancho Cucamonga, we have stop-and-go traffic on the 210 westbound between Day Creek Boulevard and Mountain Avenue. The 210 West has delays from Day Creek to San Dimas Avenue. 10 West is slow in pockets from Sierra to the 57. In Riverside, stop-and-go traffic on the 91 westbound between Magnolia Avenue and Pierce Street. The 91 West is slow from Magnolia to Green River. 71 South is slow from Euclid Avenue to the 91. In Corona, slow traffic on the 15 northbound between Wyrick Road and Cajalco Road. Corona 15 north is slow from Wyrick to the 91. South is slow from Hidden Valley Parkway to the 91. In Temecula, slow traffic on the 15 southbound between the 79 Winchester Road and Hidden Valley Parkway to the 91. In Murrieta, stop-and-go traffic on the 15 southbound between the 215 and Rainbow Valley Boulevard. And finally, in Moreno Valley, slow traffic on the 215 northbound between Eastridge, Eucalyptus Avenue, and Highway 60. Moreno Valley 215 north is slow from Eucalyptus to University. This has been your KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker.
With your Tuesday news, I'm Jim Miller, CNBC News, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, the station that leaves no listener behind. Montclair infant killed in a freak accident Sunday while out at a meal with her family. The family out at Rancho Cucamonga fast food restaurant in the 11,200 block of 4th Street before noon Sunday. As the father had gone inside the restaurant to place an order, the mother parking the vehicle and getting the children out. A preliminary investigation revealed that the mother was unfamiliar with the operation of the vehicle and reportedly believed she had turned it off as she was unloading her infant daughter and 3-year-old son. Well, gas prices finally averaging below $3 a gallon in both Los Angeles County and Island Empire, but for how long? It seems that every time Southland motorists catch a break, a California refinery shuts down, or a global supply issue pushes price back up again. Either of those scenarios could still happen. California's supply of gas still being crimped by ongoing issues at the ExxonMobil refinery in Torrance. The refinery currently operating at about 20% capacity. A death investigation launched at West Valley Detention Center after Adelanto man who was arrested on drug offenses last week in Rancho Cucamonga found dead Sunday. 50-year-old Robert Lundberg was found at about 1:30 on the floor of his housing unit at the jail just below the second tier, suffering from severe head trauma. Lundberg arrested late Friday night in the area of Tapia Villa and Grove Avenue in Rancho Cucamonga on outstanding drug warrants as well as new alleged drug offenses. And that's your news of a great Tuesday. I'm Jim Miller, CNBC News, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Ron Pritchard. For this morning, we've got partly sunny skies, high of 80. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 58. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 83. Wednesday night, mostly clear, low of 61. Thursday, sunny and a high of 81. Thursday night, mostly clear, low of 61. Friday, sunny with a high of 83. Friday night, mostly clear, low of 61. Saturday, sunny, high of 85. Saturday night, mostly clear, low of 62. Sunday, sunny, high of 84. Sunday night, mostly clear, low of 61. Monday, sunny skies and a high of 86. That's your weather forecast for this hour from the station that leaves no listener behind. NBC News Radio, AM 1050, KCAA.
Give yourself the investment of a lifetime. Enjoy this holiday season in a luxury estate home at Charleston Estates, the only new home neighborhood in prestigious South Redlands and smartly priced from the mid-800,000s. Charleston Estates features gourmet kitchens and California rooms that make holiday entertaining even more memorable. Homes reach 4,463 square feet with up to 5 bedrooms. Ask about our discounted HOA dues and move-in incentives, too. Visit MaliaHomes.com for details. That's MaliaHomes.com.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. KCAA, Loma Linda.
Good morning. I'm Aaron Brinker.
And I'm Todd Brinker, a little slow.
Well, sleep at the switch there, Todd. We are on the brink, the morning show on KCAA, AM 1050 and FM 106.5. So excited to have you with us this morning. Love this song, Brandon. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you?
You're good. I'm good. So we have a great show planned for you all today. On the second half of the show, we're going to be talking to licensed marriage and family therapist Alicia Taverner. She is works with mostly women, but she focuses on relationships, and she tells people you can have an amazing relationship, and I thought it'd be fun to have her on and talk about relationship issues and that sort of thing. So, but in the first half of the show, we'll be talking about the news of the day. But before we get started, as I always do, I want to let everybody know all the ways they can listen to the station, KCAA. You can, of course, find us at 1050 on the AM dial. You can also find us at 106.5 on the FM dial. You can find us at kcaaradio.com, where you'll find links to all of our social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. You'll find our embedded Ustream feed. You'll also find a button so you can click to listen right online. You can call to listen. You'll find the number there, 832-999-1050, 832-999-1050. If you have an Android device, you can listen at kcaaexpress.com. If you have an Apple device, you can listen with the TuneIn app. So, how you doing this morning, Todd?
Doing really good. A little slow on the mute button there when we started up, but doing really good.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I need to find that mute button because I inadvertently coughed in everybody's ear this morning as we, were waiting for the show to start. So I apologize for that.
just got to remember to get off the mute button. That's the problem.
They're like, wait, I'm talking and nobody's responding.
Yeah. Why can't anybody hear me?
So tease the Todd's Tech Time a little bit. Todd, what are we going to be talking about with your Tech Time today?
Well, I bounced around a little bit this morning, but actually going to talk a little bit about a new Apple product that's going to be out here in a couple days.
Cool.
So looking forward to telling people about that and where that's at. And also going to mention a little bit about Apple's new music service, their streaming music service, and how that's been doing compared to some of the other music services that have been pre-existing. So
and there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah. Skype is the biggie. So
wait, Skype?
I'm sorry, I said Skype. Spotify. Is the biggie. Spotify is the largest in terms of paid subscribers right now.
And I know my son likes Rdio, and I like Pandora, and of course, there's lots of different ones. But we have to talk about
Pandora has a little bit different model than some of the others, but they're big out there too. And Rdio is, I think, the second largest right now in terms of paid subscribers. Now, with Pandora, they don't have a paid model. So anyway, you started saying something?
No, they do have a paid model. I pay for it.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
I do.
So that's something they've that's to get rid of the ads, right?
The ads, right?
That's right.
And you can have more skips.
That.
So I do. I mean,
it's been a while since I've done since I've played with Pandora.
It's been. I mean, it's like something ridiculous, like $4 a month or something. But you do pay for it. All right. So officials are warning residents to prepare for El Nino. Did you watch the videos of the mud and rain in north of LA or was it earlier this week or last week?
Yeah, it was actually last Friday. A good friend of mine had gone up Thursday to see the UCLA game at Stanford. And he's a Stanford alum and was thrilled at the result, unlike a lot of the Southern California folks. But coming back home was a 9-hour ordeal because the Grapevine was shut down with about 5 foot of mud.
Yeah, and Highway 58 coming out of Bakersfield was inundated as well. So officials are warning residents that now is the time to get prepared for El Nino because it's on its way. And many experts believe this season could be catastrophic. Now, catastrophic is a very inflammatory word, but they said it's going to be pretty significant. The predictions that they could bring as much as 35 inches of rain during the upcoming winter season. That we could see upwards of 200% of the average rainfall, said Bill Croyle of the California Department of Water Resources. We do expect an extremely wet season in Southern California. Caltrans said last week's mudslide that closed Interstate 5 over the Grapevine and Highway 58 near Tehachapi were a preview of what may come this winter. With potential for extreme rainfall this season, the burn areas will need to be prepared for potential mudslides. Make sure you heed any warnings of local officials. If we're asking your area that you evacuate because we're concerned for the area, please do your best to respond to the request so that you don't become part of the problem. And that's the biggest thing. If you don't leave, then the rescue services, they have to worry about you.
Yeah, when it's time to go. Well,
I remember
learn to swim.
Exactly. So after Hurricane Ike came and pounded the Texas coast, or actually before Hurricane Ike came, the Texas authorities were saying if you live in low-lying areas, you need to get out, and if you don't get out, we're not coming to get you. And they made that very, very clear.
Yeah, we're not going to risk our lives if you're not smart enough to leave when we told you to.
Exactly, and that's what it comes down to because the rescue workers are still people. I mean, they can still drown.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and fast-moving water is something powerful we've never seen. I mean, even just a foot of water moving quickly across the road can wash cars off. I've seen that happen in a flash flood up in Las Vegas once, and it's scary and impressive at the same time.
Wow. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. It doesn't take much in terms of like the depth of the water. When it's moving, it can push a lot of weight. You can't walk through it. You can't just walk out. You can't drive through it even. You think your car is heavy until it gets pushed off the road as if it wasn't even there.
Yep. Well, and I say awesome. I don't mean like the California awesome dude. I mean it creates awe.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. It's like you got to be careful about how you use that word on the West Coast, right? But yeah, it's the storms. There's a lot of power there, and it's not hard for good chunks of a hillside. That's the scary thing. Is if you saw those pictures of some of that flooding, it wasn't just the water, but the fact that it picked up a bunch of debris and dirt, and so it was mud and rocks and large parts of trees and things like that washing down in. So it's really a deadly thing. I really feel for the picture. They had some of those, some of the people, because they had pictures of cars like up to their roof line. And I can't imagine sitting in my car and watching the mud, just surround me and go up over the windows. And you're stuck there, thinking, well, how deep is it?
Yeah,
will I ever get out? That's very life.
Would you suffocate in there?
Absolutely. I mean, a couple of those smaller cars, you're thinking, well, how much air is in a Toyota Corolla?
Yep. How long before it's just carbon, dioxide that they're breathing?
Right. Yeah. No, it's definitely bad news. So you want to listen to the authorities, stay away from the danger zones, and evacuate when you need to.
Exactly. Well, it's time for a break. It's 6:16. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Todd Brinker.
And we have Brandon McCormick in the booth. We are on the brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. We'll be right back.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
Redland's Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company has been serving the greater Inland Empire for over 60 years. For all of your printing needs,
From full-color printing to high-speed copying and everything in between, go to Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. Their staff is committed to your total satisfaction. Great service isn't just lip service at Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. It's the way they do business year after year. Having trouble finding drafting supplies? Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company still carries a complete selection. Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company is rated high in customer satisfaction by Value Star, an independent rating company. For all of your personal or business printing, call Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company at 909-792-3478. That's 792-3478, or visit them on New York Street in Redlands off the I-10 and the Crosstown Freeway.
Are you looking for the right place to purchase your landscaping items? Well, come see us at Hydroscape. Hydroscape offers a large selection of irrigation products including Irritrol and Toro, such as their efficient precision nozzles. For 40 years, Hydroscape has been family-owned and operated, serving Southern California. With 17 locations, our knowledgeable and experienced staff is equipped to help you with all your irrigation, landscape, and outdoor living projects. Whether you're installing irrigation systems, wanting to maintain a healthy landscape, or simply create a beautiful lit space for outdoor entertaining, Hydroscape is the place to go. Visit our website at hydroscape.com for more information and find helpful articles on our blog, or call our customer service center at 1-800-395-4477.
Gary Garver produced the #1 radio show for 10 years while Jigga Jones listened on from his jail cell. Now, together.
Hey, it's Gary Garver.
And Jigga Jones, guru of the ghetto.
Check out our show tomorrow morning live, 8 a.m. as we have Dennis Hoff giving us new details on Lamar Odom and what happened at the Love Ranch.
Yeah, man, you ain't gonna believe it.
Check it out tomorrow, live, 8 a.m. on KCAA, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM.
Controlled chaos.
The Rancho Cucamonga Chamber of Commerce's 19th annual Vintners Dinner Celebration takes place Friday evening, November 13th at the Ontario Convention Center. The evening will feature great restaurants, caterers, and wineries of the area, a silent auction, and live music. This will be the event of the year. Reservations are required. Contact the Chamber at 909-987-1012, 909-987-1012, or ranchochamber.org.
For more local radio every day, tune into KCAA Loma Linda.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
Todd Brinker.
And we are on the break, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. You know, there's been lots of stories over the last several years about the militarization of the police. And a lot of this buildup of weaponry and armor has centered around the drug trade, right? So it's the war on drugs. Well, sometimes the war on drugs takes a really weird turn. And this happened in Georgia recently. Georgia police raided a retired Atlanta man's garden last Wednesday after a helicopter crew with the governor's task force for drug suppression spotted suspicious-looking plants on the man's property. A heavily armed canine unit arrived and discovered that the plants were, in fact, okra. Now, if y'all ever been to the South, okra is a staple. Okra is a normal vegetable to see on a table in the South for dinner or lunch. And so they should have understood what okra looks like. The officers eventually apologized.
They from Georgia?
Exactly. The officers eventually apologized and left, but they took some of these suspicious okra leaves with them for analysis. Really? Georgia said the Georgia State Patrol told WSB-TV in Atlanta that we have not been able to identify it as of yet, but it did have quite a number of characteristics that were similar to the cannabis plant. Indeed, cannabis is also green, and it has leaves. God.
It's like, I see it on my plate, but I never knew where it came from.
Apparently. God. At least take pictures of it and have, somebody who knows something about, plants look at it. instead of a bunch of doofuses who can't figure
It's
out
not
what
like you have
food
to have
looks
a botanist in the air, but come on, it's okra.
Yeah. God. Just, what else can you say, idiots? Okra does not look like weed, especially once you're there and you've seen the okra on the plant, and you know okra because it's been on your plate many times, and they still took it for analysis. Okay, got to justify your ridiculous raid.
Yeah, the poor guy. He's like,
I know.
Leave my garden alone.
I know, exactly. All right, so on to another story. This one is actually a more local story. The faculty at California State University, and that's systems-wide, they launch a vote to strike. Like other faculty voting Monday on whether to authorize a strike amid protracted salary negotiations that recently stalled. Christina Hasia was prepared to sacrifice when she decided to become a professor, but not this much. I knew the pay wouldn't be as much as other places, and I was okay with that. We go into this for the students, not the money. Hasia, she's an assistant professor at Cal State San Bernardino. She received her doctorate in 2011, and she says, "But we still need to be paid fairly." A Fontana resident, Hasia, said she isn't asking for a lavish lifestyle, but she needs a raise to avoid the second job. She said many faculty members require to make ends meet. Even this summer, I had to teach, which takes up time we were supposed to use on research, she said, and that's part of how our job performance is evaluated. The 25,000-member CFA, which is comprised of tenured and tenure-track faculty, lecturers, librarians, counselors, and coaches in the 23-campus CSU system, is seeking a 5% salary increase for the 2015-16 academic year, with Long Beach-based Chancellor's Office of the CSU offering 2%. CFA is calling their effort Fight for 5. The union is also demanding an additional 2.65% increase for eligible professors based on years of service. The strike authorization vote launched online and across CSU's campuses on Monday include Cal State Long Beach, Cal State Dominguez Hills, and Carson, and Cal State Dominguez Hills and Carson. Voting will continue through the 28th.
So they can vote throughout the week if they want to do the strike. The sad thing is that they'll have to check with their second and third jobs to see whether or not they have time to pick it.
Yeah, I know, and that's they do
pay your teachers.
What
pay
was
your
that?
teachers. I said pay your teachers.
Pay your
Simple
teachers.
as that.
Yeah.
Pay your teachers. Professors.
Exactly. Salary talks have stalled in the second year of CFA's contract with the largest public university system in the U.S. The second mediation session failed when the two sides didn't reach an agreement. I have a daughter who's a student at Cal State, and I feel for the professors. I do. I know they work hard, but I also feel for the students. I mean, when a public school teacher strikes, there's no money out of the student's pocket. But when a university professor strikes in a 10-week quarter, even if they're only on strike for a week, that is 1/10 of the entire quarter, and so that student is
10% of your class time is gone because the teachers had to go out and fight for something that I don't know the specifics of the dollar amounts and how much they're paid in relation to, say, the University of California professors are paid, but both of the public school systems are paid less than what is generally paid in the private sector. Pay your teachers. Yes. Just pay your teachers. Make sure that they've got a living wage so that they can afford to teach and do the research that you want them to do. That's what they're there for. Pay your teachers.
The funding gap between CSU and the California Faculty Association is $68.9 million. The CSU says its 2% salary increase on the table is the same for other bargaining units in the university system and will cost $32.8 million. The university estimates CFA's proposal to cost $101.7 million. So the average salary for a full professor in the 460-student system is $96,064. The average salary for tenure-track faculty is $86,314. Full-time lecturers can earn an average of $59,333. During this juncture in the collaborative process, it is not uncommon for labor groups to take a strike vote to authorize their leadership to initiate a strike once the collective bargaining process concludes. But he believe the officials believe that a strike is not in the best interest of CSU students. So, I know that you go to a private university and they make far more than that, but of course the tuition at private universities is far more than what the CSU system charges.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, those incomes are not small amounts of money, but these are people who have PhDs. They have worked, beyond the bachelor's degree, beyond high school, beyond the bachelor's degree, beyond a master's degree. These are PhD tenured track faculty that are expected to, lecture students at the highest level and prepare our young adults for some of the most important jobs that we can imagine in our country, as well as doing research to further the study in their area of expertise. They need to be paid a reasonable amount of money, and if you're making $59,033, and you're working at like CSU Los Angeles, you can't live in a reasonably nice home and raise a family on that in downtown LA.
No, you can't. No, you would have a hard time with it out here as well. I mean, it's it's
Hayward, which has got a new name now. Some of the Bay Area. Not all these schools are in places where there's affordable housing, and so they need to take care of their teachers.
I agree. Take care of your teachers, CSU. Well, of course, they have to have the money to do that. So,
yeah.
Now, do you remember when we had the fires out here? The one fire that jumped the 15, and it was really bad. And there were drones flying around that prevented public safety officials from getting up in the air so they could put the fires out.
Yeah. Yep. The drones. Go ahead. Oh, well, I was just going to talk about the fact that the government's now talking about requiring drones to be registered. There's been a lot of reports of close calls and incidents and posed safety risks. And so officials announced on Monday that they're going to look at doing a registration process, and so they're evaluating the system right now, trying to decide like what size drone meets the limits in terms of like its height and physical size of the drone for that kind of thing. But it's becoming a safety hazard, and that needs to be addressed.
I actually think this is terrific, and I wish that they had thought about this before. Legislation is always behind technology, but if you're in a plane or a helicopter, there's numbers on the belly of that plane or the side of that plane or the belly of that helicopter, that tell everybody who it is, so that people on the ground can find out who's flying that plane or that helicopter. And it makes sense for drones too. Put numbers on them, put registration on them.
People talk about the fact that there's been, RC airplanes and RC helicopters around for years, but what's changed is these new drones make flying very easy. It doesn't require any skill to be able to go out and fly them, because they self-level, and if they lose radio contact, they self-fly back to the place they took off from. Because of the technology that's in your cell phones now, which is what they're putting into these things, it's anybody can pick one up at a store and fly it wherever they want, and it stays steady. And they're mounting cameras on them now. I mean, would you like somebody, down your street to buy a drone and then hover it outside your bedroom window and just let it sit there?
No,
with
there
the
have been
camera pointed
cases
out
of
you?
that.
Yeah,
there have been cases of that happening. No, it's
Big issue
creepy.
in New
Are
York
you
City.
kidding? It's creepy as heck, man. It's creepy. Have some creeper looking into your house, and especially think about a way of staking out say you're a thief and you want to figure out who has what. Fly a drone into their yard and look into their living room.
Yeah, right now there's no management of that airspace at all, and it's creating a lot of problems. And like you said, the law tends to follow behind the technology in these things, and that's by necessity. You can't create laws for things that might happen. But there needs to be some rules about what you can and can't do with these things. They might fly over your house and have police come rushing in to steal your okra.
Exactly. So it's time for a break. It's 6:31. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Todd Brinker.
And we have Brandon McCormick in the booth. We are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA, AM 1050 and FM 106.5. We will be right back.
With more local radio every day, we're KCAA 1050 AM, Loma Linda.
California headline news: more heavy rains pounding portions of Southern California Monday, with the dig out from last week's storms continuing. Officials warning residents that now's the time to get prepared for expected El Nino conditions.
You can see upwards of 200% of average rainfall events. That being said, we also can see as low as 30% rainfall events.
Bill Croyle with the Department of Water Resources. Caltrans saying last week's mudslides that closed Interstate 5 over the Grapevine and Highway 58 near Tehachapi were a preview of what may be ahead this winter. California drivers are enjoying some of the cheapest prices at the pumps in months, with the average dipping under $3.
It's the first time that we've seen that since really back in February. And gas prices should continue to decline as long as there are no new refinery issues.
Patrick DeHaan with GasBuddy.com saying the average price has dipped nearly 60 cents in the past month and a half. Geico weather: dry conditions around the state, warming up a bit, mid-80s in Sacramento, near 80 in L.A. Jeff Scott, California News.
Our vineyard started as a small farm, but with careful planning and hard work, we're now one of the largest grape producers in the region. With so much to preserve, we need to be well protected. That's why we chose Travelers. They have the insurance we need to protect what we've built and to give us the confidence to keep growing.
At Travelers, we're here to help keep vineyards growing today and into tomorrow. Contact your local Travelers agent or visit us at travelers.com/agribusiness.
Call Quicken Loans now at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And for the second year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
It's time for the KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker. In Riverside, we have stop-and-go traffic on the 91 westbound between Pierce Street and McKinley Street. The 91 west is slow from Pierce to Green River. 71 south is slow from Euclid to 91 to the 91. Murrieta, stop-and-go traffic on the 15 southbound between the 215 and the 79 south Temecula Parkway. In Paris, stop-and-go traffic on the 215 northbound between Ethonac Road and Highway 74 east. Paris 215 north is slow from Ethonac to D Street. In Upland, slow traffic on the 210 west. It has delays from Mountain Avenue to San Dimas. 10 west is slow in pockets from Archibald to the 57. The 60 west is crawling from Archibald to the 57. In Corona 15 north is slow from Temescal Canyon to the 91, and again from the 60 to the 10. The south is slow from Harupa to the 60, and again from Hidden Valley Parkway to the 91. Fallbrook, slow traffic on the 15 southbound between Mission Road and the 76 Paulo Road. Reno Valley, nope, already read that one. That's the total traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker, doing the traffic report for KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Ron Pritchard. For this morning, we've got partly sunny skies, high of 80. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 58. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 83. Wednesday night, mostly clear, low of 61. Thursday, sunny and a high of 81. Thursday night, mostly clear, low of 61. Friday, sunny with a high of 83. Friday night, mostly clear, low of 61. Saturday, sunny, high of 85. Saturday night, mostly clear, low of 62. Sunday, sunny, high of 84. Sunday night, mostly clear, low of 61. Monday, sunny skies and a high of 86. That's your weather forecast for this hour from the station that leaves no listener behind. NBC News Radio, AM 1050, KCAA.
Listen to KCAA Loma Linda for less confrontation and more information.
We have Todd Brinker And we are on the brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050, and we are joined by Alicia Taverner. She is a licensed marriage and family therapist, a bachelor's degree in speech communications from the University of Laverne, and a master's degree in clinical psychology from Pepperdine, a school where I'm surprised anybody actually goes to class. It's so beautiful. Alicia has contributed to several online and print magazines and is a relationship expert. She uses her educational background to help others enhance their communication and improve their relationships. She resides in the Inland Empire with her husband and 2 children. And so we're so excited to have her on the show. So welcome, Alicia.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Excited to have you. So you write a weekly blog, and I know that you've been published in magazines and in other print journals. But tell us about your weekly blog subject for this week.
Well, let's see. So I have different topics every week, but today I wanted to talk about the 100 Happy Days Challenge, which I talked about, I guess, a couple weeks ago. And I think it's really important because I talk about how we can use social media for something positive and what it was really intended for, to help people heal from different life experiences and, negative things that they might be going through. And so you may have seen the hashtag 100 Happy Days if you're on Instagram or Facebook. But anyways, the gist of this challenge is that you can go online and you can register at 100happydays.com. And so for 100 days in a row, the challenge is to post something that makes you happy. And so a while back, my cousin was actually doing this challenge, and I remembered seeing, her posts every day, and I started to look forward to it because, 100 days it's a long time. It's a good span of time. And a couple days in, she might have missed a post, and the comments below the next day when she made her post for the day were like, hey, we missed you yesterday, what happened? We missed your happy picture. And so, the notion that we really have some agency over what's going on in our lives. And so it's really just about a moment of gratitude. And it can be as simple as, posting a picture of your morning coffee, which, brings you a little bit of joy in the day. And so I think that when people are going through something negative, like a breakup, a divorce, or infidelity, or just different struggles in their relationships, it can feel like your walls are just crumbling in and your world is falling apart. But, it's usually a negative situation rather than a negative life. And so giving the time that we need to take a picture of something positive can change the effect that we have on the way that we see our negative situation.
So, it sounds like, in many cases, happiness is a choice. Is that correct?
I'm not negating. I think it is a choice. I'm not negating any type of, clinical depression or something where we need to be under a doctor's care. But even in those cases where, we feel like all I'm going to do today is just lay in bed. Well, aren't those covers amazing? Isn't that blanket that you have wonderful? We can choose to focus on something positive every day because it's the little things that add up to the big things. And I think one of the greatest studies that I read about that really changed the way that I think in college was the notion that the smile on our face can change the physiology in our body. So, regardless of how we're feeling, if we put a smile on our face, those muscles have the ability to change the way that we feel inside.
So I'm reading a book by Corrie ten Boom, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, but she was in a concentration camp during the Second World War, and she was Dutch, she was a Dutch citizen. She talked about, she, of course, for her it was faith, but keeping this sense of who she is and this sense of love for others while in this horrific place. And we've heard of others doing the same thing. And so it can be done.
Definitely. I hear stories of survivors, and I've seen, videos and things like that. And it really is the positivity. And there actually was a Facebook video that was going around, I think yesterday, that I had seen it, about a woman who, her mom had packed a little bag of chocolate. And so she had these chocolates for like kind of in case of emergency, you know, in case that the kids were feeling faint, you know, that she would give them this chocolate and, you know, it helped them survive. But in actuality, what ended up happening was the mom, there was a woman who gave birth while in the concentration camp, and she actually gave the chocolate to the woman. And so, you know, the little girl at the time, she felt a sense of appreciation and a sense of gratitude for the ability to do that, to have just this little piece of chocolate to give to somebody. And so I think that kind of kept her going as well. And so we do have some agency over our feelings and sense of survivorship, but also it's the notion that when we connect and we have community around us and support, you know, we know that like people who survive cancer, when they participate in support groups and stuff, they have a better survival rate. Or people who, the research shows that people who have been sexually assaulted, if they have the ability to share their experience and connect with others who have gone through something similar, they have reduced levels of depression and anxiety because of that.
Yeah, this is Todd. I agree with what you're talking about in terms of you know, trying to find a positive side. I coach, I do a lot of youth coaching and swimming, and one thing I always tell my swimmers is the only thing that you really truly control is yourself. You know, the world around you, you can't control. You can have impact on it, but you have direct control over yourself. We were talking about, you know, different people that have had similar ideas. You know, I don't know if you've ever read the book by Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. He, too, was a concentration camp survivor, and talked about the fact that that although the German soldiers had more liberty than he had more freedom than them, because he had the freedom to think about things that they weren't allowed to think about because they had put themselves in this situation where they had were being controlled by other people.
Right. Our thoughts are extremely powerful, and I agree with you. That's one of the things that I do talk about with a lot of my clients is, you know, we can't control others' responses. We can't control how they react, but we can control our thoughts and we can control our reactions. And so sometimes it can be, you know, you can get into like a negative spiral where you think everything is negative, but if we just take the time, you know, to take a minute and look around and say, you know, not everything is negative, not everything. My relationship might be having difficulties, or I might be going through a difficult situation, but there's definitely positive things throughout the day, and you can string those together, you know, and have a challenge to kind of keep you accountable and give you a sense of community in a way so that you can recognize those things in your life.
Yeah, Stephen Covey used to talk about that in terms of shifting the paradigm. Sometimes, you know, one little piece of information gives you an insight into the way somebody else is behaving, and you react completely differently to them. And keeping your mind open to the fact that there might be something that you don't know that's going on in somebody else's life could explain the way they're reacting, and that maybe you don't need to be upset about that because maybe they need compassion and you just didn't know it, you know? So.
Exactly.
So let me ask you this, because there are times, you know, and I know this is what your counseling practice specializes in, where maybe there's infidelity in your marriage, maybe there's a divorce, you're going through a divorce, maybe there's been, you know, a death in the family, and there are things that seriously external forces that can have a major impact on where we are as people. So how do you stay positive, or how do you work through that when you're going through something so difficult?
I think reaching out is really important. So whether it be through counseling or a family member or a friend or somebody that you trust to connect with can be really powerful. And just, you know, given the opportunity to talk about what you're going through. And so I think we talked about this before, Aaron, like what do you do if you have kind of a coworker who's going through something negative? You know, you don't always want to bring it up and kind of drudge them through that, but doing simple things like bringing them a cup of coffee or letting them know, like, hey, my door is open. If you want to talk about what's going on, I'm here. And so we don't always know exactly what to say sometimes, and I think that causes people to say nothing. So if you have someone in your life who's going through something negative and you don't know what to say, I think even just putting words to that can be really powerful. Like, showing a sense of empathy where you say, I understand that what you're going through is really difficult. Man, I don't know, what I would do in that situation. I'm not exactly sure what to say because I've never been through that, but I know everybody has a sense of sadness. Everybody has a sense of loss or frustration or pain that another person might be going through. And so we can connect on an emotional level rather than a situational level.
Right. Yes. And, sometimes it's just bringing them something, you go to Starbucks, bring them something too. I mean, just says that I'm thinking about you, and that can really help connect with someone.
Exactly. Just a small gesture because, when you feel isolated and you feel alone, that's oftentimes when negativity can take over and a situation can take over and cause even more negative effects in your life. But when you have a sense that I have this community around me, I have people that can support me, that can be very, that can be strengthening.
Indeed.
Yeah, I was just going to say too, using the hashtag or the 100 happy days, you're tying in with social media. I think that's really cool to see somebody doing something positive. We always talk about or hear about, online bullying and the ways that social media can be used in a negative way. It's great to hear that somebody is, trying to spread the word about ways that you can use social media to brighten somebody's day or to get them maybe focused on thinking about positive things and trying to find the positivity in their life.
Exactly, and that's just an example of one challenge. I know people who are into fitness and they might do like a one-a-day challenge where they have their followers post something positive that they did in terms of eating or exercise, and so you just have a sense of community, you have a sense of people who are around you that are interested in the same things that you are, and it brings positivity into your day as well when you can take a moment to snap a picture of something and be held accountable for that.
So we have to go for a break, and I wanted to give you a chance to let everybody know how they can follow you and find you on social media, and connect with you if they need maybe some of your counseling services.
Sure. So the best way to connect with me would be through my website, which is ranchocounseling.com. There they can sign up to receive my blog on a weekly basis where I talk about all things relationship and healing and just getting through some of the tough things that happen in life. You can also follow me on Facebook at /Rancho Counseling.
Wonderful. Well, Alicia, I hope that you join us again. I would love for you to be a regular guest. You've just been terrific. And there's so much to talk about in interpersonal relationships. I think more than anything, how we interact with one another, it affects our well-being. You can have a lousy job, but if you love your coworkers, it can be fun.
That's so powerful, definitely. And I look forward to coming back again. Thank you so much for having me.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. We've been talking with Alicia Taverner. She is with Rancho Counseling, and I had the privilege to work with her in a social service nonprofit where she was working with at-risk kids, foster kids, and just really being a great help and comfort to them. And so she's a great person to know. So thank you so much, Alicia.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Well, it's time for a break. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Todd Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show on Kcaa AM 1050 and FM 106.5. We'll be right back.
Kcaa, where every day is a great day. Kcaa, Loma Linda.
We found the problem with your car. Turns out the carburetor differential modulator is out.
What?
And while we were digging around in there, this thing fell off.
Stop. There's no automotive repair nightmares at Diego Martinez's 5-Star Automotive in San Bernardino. 5-Star Automotive, where you'll get a great experience and home of the $15.99 oil change. That's right, just $15.99. They specialize in transmissions, brake repair, AC, and many other repairs, all with a lifetime warranty on parts and labor. Diego knows when your auto needs 5-star attention, it's never convenient. He offers a 12-month interest-free auto repair loan on major auto repairs with no money down. He'll even throw in free towing and a 10% discount for his neighbors in the 909 who work for the city and county of San Bernardino. Call 909-387-0770. That's 387-0770. Your neighbors at 909 West 2nd Street in San Bernardino.
For those of you traveling by air to celebrate this holiday season, LA Ontario International Airport wants you and your family to have a fun and safe trip. For your convenience,
remember, TSA travel rules are for your safety and those of others. LA Ontario International Airport reminds you to arrive early and check with your airlines for flight delays or cancellations.
ONT offers 62 daily flights to 15 nonstop western cities. This year, Santa brings your airport the Pause Pet Assisting with Smiles stress relief program. So, make sure to stop and pause a while, then sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight. For more airport information, please visit us at lawa.org.
Hi, this is Steve Alladort from Rancho Financial with the Mortgage Minute. With property values increasing, this might be the perfect time to do a loan checkup to see if it makes sense to refinance. Do you have an equity line? If your equity line is getting close to 10 years old, your payment is about to fully amortize. Coupled with the certainty that the feds will soon increase short-term rates, there might be a substantial jump in payment on your line of credit. If we combine your current loan, equity line, and possibly even some of your credit debt, there could be a substantial reduction in what you have to pay each month. Do you have VA eligibility? VA will allow 100% cash-out financing. This may be a perfect time to use your eligibility. We can go 85% cash out with FHA or 80% with a standard conventional loan. There are many possible options that could make a huge difference in your monthly payments. That's why you need a loan financial planner to provide you with all of your possible options. Give me a call, Steve Alladort, at 888-563-1070. That's 888-563-1070, or go to loanfinancialplanner.com.
Gary Garver produced the #1 radio show for 10 years while Chicken Jones listened on from his jail cell. Now, together.
Hey, it's Gary Garver.
And Chicken Jones, guru of the ghetto.
Check out our show tomorrow morning live, 8 a.m. as we have Dennis Hoff giving us new details on Lamar Odom and what happened at the Love Ranch.
Yeah, man, you ain't gonna believe it.
Check it out tomorrow live, 8 a.m. on Kcaa, 1050 a.m., 106.5 FM.
Controlled chaos.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Todd Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. It is time for Todd's Tech Time.
How are you today, Erin? So, how was that for a very rough shifting of gears?
Oh, yes. You're like, oh, wait, yes. We're still looking for that theme song. You know, we got to pick the theme song.
Yeah, well, we'll get there eventually. So, Apple Music launched about 3 months ago, and they launched with a 3-month free trial, so everybody could log in and try it out and see how it goes. And there's been a lot of guessing and second guessing about how many people will actually subscribe or pay for it once the 3-month trial is up. And Tim Cook, in a recent interview, actually kind of I won't say let it slip, because I think that he doesn't let anything slip, much like most of the company that he runs. Nothing really slips. It was very intentional that he let people know that they have about 8.5 million people who have are still participating in the 90-day free trial, and that 6.5 million people have signed up for their free music trial, which is about a third the size of the Spotify, which is the industry leader. They say that they have 20 million paying users. As we talked at the top of the show about some of the other people that are out there, there's RDO and Pandora that provide similar types of services. Apple is actually more directly compared to something like RDO and Spotify, in that they allow you to pick the music you want and put it into lists that you like. But they one of the things that they got from Beats when they bought out Beats was the ability, or their have music selected for you by people who like the kind of music you like. And so one of the things that they try to do is get a feel for things that you like and then create pre-made listening lists by human beings that are going through and selecting out songs they like, rather than some sort of an algorithm saying, well, this song has similar rhythms to that song, which is something that Pandora does. Pandora uses an algorithm to determine what songs come next when you pick a song that you say you like this song, and then you get something like that.
Yes.
And their sense is that, you know, a human being curating a list is supposed to be better than an algorithm curating a list. But the bottom line for all of that is the idea of trying to find a way to create discovery of new music, so that you're not just listening to the list of music that you bought or that you put together, but that you listen to music that somebody else put together, so that you can maybe hear some new songs that you didn't previously listen to.
That's one of the things I like the best about Pandora, because I can pick a song, and I like music that is not typically mainstream. I like bluegrass, I like folk music, I like the singer-songwriter stuff, and so I can put it on a Patty Griffith station and come up with, and I'll be introduced to musicians and artists that I would never otherwise find, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one of that's what Pandora does. That's their strength. That's what they do. And Beats was trying to compete against that with human curated lists, and now Apple is doing the same thing. And so on the one front, they have the curated lists to give you something similar to Pandora, and on the other side, then they've got the build your own list thing. They also introduced a thing called the Beats One, which is a 24/7 radio station, as if that was some new exciting thing. Radio's been around for quite a long time, working 24/7.
And we're on 24/7.
Yes, working in many local areas throughout the country. So the difference here is that it's a worldwide radio station, so it's a streaming one. But streaming radio isn't new either. That's been around for quite a long time as well. So, but they're tying it all into a single product.
It's a data suck. I mean, that's the thing about it. It's if you've got the days of unlimited data with the two major carriers are gone. So you buy a certain amount of data each month. And so, one of the things that frustrates me with the new, because they revamped iTunes entirely, is that all the music that I had downloaded, when I upgraded to the new iTunes, it was no longer there. It was, now I have to go back through and tell them which songs I want downloaded and bring them down into my my device, whether it's my computer or my iPhone, because their default setting is streaming. Well, that's frustrating because I'm not always on Wi-Fi.
Oh, really? Because I don't know what how your setting was, because all the stuff that I had already downloaded remained on my devices, so that's still physically there. And then I could download whatever I wanted. So, like, if I created a music list of specific songs that I didn't own, that I was just listening to through the Apple Music. Yes.
We are out of time.
Oh,
it is
wow.
6:59. I know, it snuck up on us. 6:59, I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Todd Brinker.
And we are on The Brink, the morning show on Kcaa AM 1050 and FM 106.5. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.
It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Step 2.
This is 1050 AM KCAA Loma Linda and KCAA FM Yucaipa 106.5 FM.
I'm Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio. New home construction rose more than expected last month. Economists consider this a very positive sign about the health of the economy because it indicates more Americans have enough money in their pockets to purchase rather than rent. Lots of fresh earnings out this morning. Verizon and Travelers beat on both earnings per share and revenue, while United Technologies posted better than expected earnings, but revenues disappointed. Harley-Davidson stalled, missing forecasts on both earnings and revenues, while Lockheed Martin beat on both the top and bottom lines. And after Monday's close, IBM revealed it had a tough quarter. Revenues dropped for a 14th straight quarter. And there's more ahead. Yahoo, Chipotle, Mexican Grill, Discover Financial, VMware, Chubb, and Pinnacle Financial all slated to weigh in after today's closing bell. Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio.
Remember when a small business needed a landline? Today, The world is your office with Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. On the road, at the beach, or at home, Grasshopper helps you grow your business with all the features of a business phone system and the freedom of a cell phone. Features include multiple extensions for your team, calls forwarded to your mobile phones, voicemails transcribed and emailed, and so much more. See how it works at grasshopper.com, the entrepreneur's phone system.
As the owner of a sock shop, there are a few things I can count on during the holidays. No one will know what to get their dad, everyone will decide at the last minute, and they'll decide on socks. And now, thanks to the Postal Service, my customers will know exactly when Dad's socks are delivered, which is nice, because it's the only thing the poor guy's going to get.
Introducing real-time delivery notifications from the U.S. Postal Service. Now your customers will know right when their packages arrive. Another reason, this is our season. The U.S. Postal Service. Priority, you. U.S. only. Most notifications transmitted within a few minutes of the delivery scan.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
It's time for your KCAA 1050 AM and 6.5 FM traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker. In Temecula, we have an accident. The shoulder is blocked on the 15 southbound at Rancho, California Front Street. The crash is on the left shoulder. Traffic is slow from the 215 to Rainbow Valley Boulevard. In Sun City, we have stop-and-go traffic on the 215 northbound between McCall Boulevard and East Neck Road. The 215 north is slow from the McCall to the 74. Moreno Valley stop-and-go traffic on the 215 northbound between Alessandro Boulevard and East Ridge Eucalyptus Avenue. The 60 west is slow from Pigeon Pass to the 215. In Upland, we have slow traffic on the 10 west. It has delays from Archibald to San Dimas Avenue. The 10 west is slow in pockets from Euclid to the 57. The 60 west is slow from the Haven to the 57. In Riverside, slow traffic on the 91 westbound between Pierce Street and McKinley Street. East is slow from Van Buren to Central. 71 south is slow from Pine Avenue to the 91. And finally, in Corona, we have slow traffic on the 15 north from Temescal Canyon Road to Limonite. And again, from the 60 to Harupa south is slow from the 210 to Baseline, and again from the 10 to the 60. This has been your traffic report on KCAA, AM 1050, and FM 106.5. I'm Erin Brinker.
This report has been brought to you by Unbound. At Unbound, they believe mothers around the world have the power to lift their families out of poverty. That's just one way Unbound is different. Learn more at unbound.org.
With your Tuesday news, I'm Jim Miller, CNBC News, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, the station that leaves no listener behind. Well, bodies of two people recovered from the wreckage of their small plane in the Little San Bernardino Mountains. The plane went down in the Big Morongo Canyon Preserve, not far from the Riverside County line between Yucca Valley and Desert Hot Springs. That, according to San Bernardino Sheriff's officials. Wreckage found Saturday, but there was no information by late Sunday on the plane's intended destination or the identity of those on board. Southern California's housing market maintained its brisk pace in September, with both sales and prices rising from levels a year ago. Last month, sales of new and previously owned houses and condominiums rose 13% from a year ago to 21,350. Now, that is the most sales for the month of September in 6 years. In Los Angeles County, the region's biggest market, sales increasing 16% to over 7,448, and the median price gained 5% to $490,000. 14 people have responded to requests for home improvement project bids in Moreno Valley placed by the Contractors State License Board as part of a statewide sting were cited for contracting without a license. In all, 76 people may face criminal charges if they've been caught in one of 12 undercover operations that were conducted October 13th through the 15th. 12 were caught in the previous stings or were the subjects of consumer complaints. And that's your news. Have a great Tuesday. I'm Joe Miller, CNBC News, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Gary Garver produced the #1 radio show for 10 years while Chicken Jones listened on from his jail cell. Now, together.
Hey, it's Gary Garver.
And Chicken Jones, guru of the ghetto.
Check out our show tomorrow morning live, 8 a.m. as we have Dennis Hoff giving us new details on Lamar Odom and what happened at the Love Ranch.
Yeah, man, you ain't gonna believe it.
Check it out tomorrow live, 8 a.m. on KCAA 1050 AM, 106.5 FM.
Controlled chaos.
KCAA is your CNBC News affiliate. We're the station that gets down to business.
Of a percentage point that it's up. Now it's down 22 cents. It's at 2,033. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, which contains IBM, which is not doing well today. The Dow might be positive were it not for IBM. The Dow is down 36 points, which works out to about 0.2%. The Dow is at 17,199 right now. The NASDAQ is also flirting with the green right now, although it's still just a little bit red, down 76 cents here. The NASDAQ is down 0.02 of a percentage point. I think we're going to go positive here before long. Maybe not the Dow, but the NASDAQ and the S&P. The NASDAQ is at 4,905. Crude oil, which took a real whooping yesterday, is down 0.1% today. Crude oil is at $46.23 per barrel. Gold has had a little rally, not enough to get me interested yet, though. Gold is up 0.3% today. It's at 1,176. The euro is at 1.1354, and we have the 10-year yield working its way back up a bit here, 2.07%.